best is, I always refer to it as like a heartbreak. Right? I'm a taxpayer. I'm aware of the fact that the federal government gave this campus, gave 470 usable acres to UCSC in around 1994-95. Build a 20,000 square foot building, build roads, sidewalks, street lights, and you know if they build it, somebody will come, and nobody's come. The faculty have not been willing to move down there, which is understandable. If you're up on the hill, you don't want to go to an area that basically until the last 3 or 4 years has been surrounded by World War II derelict barracks and war blight. That has changed. Now you see 3,000 to 5,000 new housing units in this region. This is located at the busiest intersection in Monterey County, similar to Highway 68 in terms of commute traffic to the Monterey Peninsula from Salinas and vice versa. And so we're looking at it, and its adjacency to Joby facilities at Marina Airport as a viable place to start workforce training for both the eVTOL and hydrogen-powered aircraft industry, and to look at it as a facility to start hydrogen storage and hydrogen fuel potentially dispensing at this location. It's somewhat tactical. The other thing that we're doing there is we've put together a coalition of all the community colleges in the region, CSU, Monterey Bay, and all the major players in both the eVTOL and hydrogen aircraft space to build a workforce training center there. We've applied for an EDA grant as a tech hub in the range of $60 to $75 million. And we're also talking to the state about incremental funding for that facility. The idea is that the infrastructure for all of these typologies isn't there yet. And not only do the aircraft need to be built, obviously, but the fueling, there's no airport in the state of California that has hydrogen on their facilities. There's through the fence solutions, and that's as far as we've gotten. So we're looking at this as a challenge to try to up the game, to build a workforce that can help build the infrastructure, build the various typologies of vehicles, and move this particular space into the real world. It's a massive public-private partnership. In the end, the level of investment that's going to go into this site is likely to be in the range of $500 million to $1 billion, but it's going to involve commercial centers, housing, and an extraordinary effort to change the face of that part of Monterey County, which is pretty barren, and bring UCSC and bring the UC system into Monterey County. Dustin just mentioned the Arches Coalition. We're excited about that, and for those of us that are watching it, the awards are coming soon, and so very soon. It'll probably happen in the next month. It will get announced. So we're all members. The UC system, even UC Ag and Natural Resources, is heavy into it in terms of biomass, hydrogen production, and I would couch our efforts in this space as nascent but real. And they'll march forward on the research side, but we're really being tactical about this. We're also looking at this and saying, you know, there are goals in the state of California, like 200 stations to dispense hydrogen by 2025 and 1,000 by 2030. We are actively looking at trying to take a role in that, believing that that kind of infrastructure build out is critical to being able to accelerate the adoption. And that's what I got for you today. And I'm happy to take questions. Oh, darn it. Yes.
What is the cost of each fueling station?
I have no idea. That's the truth. You know, I mean, I know that there are 70 right now in California. I know that there's not one in Santa Cruz, Monterey, San Benito County. They tend to be clustered, obviously, around the valley, where you're going to find around Silicon Valley and around large metro stations. Cryogenic hydrogen requires certain storage parameters, so that's not cheap. But anyone who's building petroleum-based stations in the state of California would tell you that's not cheap for the same reason. There's like there are storage parameters that you have to maintain, and the environmental strictures around that kind of facility just continue to increase at the same time that the utility of it or the long term is diminishing.